Honorable Speaker, I wondered, least of all, I can forgive Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, because the last time you held public office was under the old constitution. And therefore, he's still living in the past of the old constitution, where cabinet secretaries would come and read budgets to the country. But for the Honorable J.B. Muturi, my friend, who sat in your place as a speaker, under this new constitution, and knows very well that the cabinet secretary does not come here to read any budget. We have in fact concluded with the budget estimates. All that remains is for us to consider the appropriation bill that I've just read here, which we will consider next week. And all the cabinet secretary is coming to do is to come and give his public pronouncement or his statement on budget highlights and revenue-raising measures. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I would urge the country to forgive these people. In their confusion, they are still living in the past. That is why, Honorable Speaker, we tell them, if you live in the past, you cannot forge or fashion an agenda to move the country forward. As we welcome the Cabinet Secretary, I took liberty, Honorable Speaker, to inform those confused leaders out there to stop living in the past, to come to the present world under the new constitution, where Parliament and indeed the National Assembly is the one with the power of the past. Finally, Honorable Speaker, because I have listened to them, in their desperation, they are all telling the country, let us reject the finance bill. None of them has come out to tell Kenyans what particular clause in the finance bill do you have a problem with. But unlike in 2024, Honorable Speaker, when Kenyans largely did not understand that following public participation, a report will be tabled here by the chair of the Finance and National Planning Committee, and many of the concerns that Kenyans have raised, they can wait for that report next week, and they will see the Finance and National Planning Committee has taken into account the concerns of the people of Kenya. And we shall amend the finance bill and pass a finance bill that is in the best interest of the people of Kenya and not to serve the political interests of those confused people who don't even know whether we are reading budgets or making public pronouncements. Honorable Speaker, thank you for that.
Next, 2 minutes or 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to add my voice to what the majority leader said. Mr. Speaker, I know we are in the era of misinformation and disinformation. But Mr. Speaker, when that misinformation is coming from high level, senior members of the society, some of them who have been speakers in this house, Mr. Speaker, then it is worrying. Mr. Speaker, I heard the former speaker saying this is the first time a budget is being read when the president is not around. The last president who attended this house when we were reading budget was Mwai Kibaki, Mr. Speaker, under the old constitution. Looks like these people don't know what's happening in the country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think they have no agenda to tell Kenya, so they are scavenging for anything. Even when the president travels is a problem to them, there's a minister in charge of treasury who should come to the house and read the budget, not the president, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, secondly, who is an expert? Mr. Speaker, secondly, they have spoken about the finance bill. First, they said that the finance bill has a clause that says all freehold titles will be changed to leasehold titles. That lie has been demystified. Now they have nothing else to say. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I want to remind the House and Kenyans that the person who is coming to read the estimates today is a former chairman of ODM. Can you repeat after me? ODM. Can you repeat after me? ODM. Thank you very much.
Order, honorable members. Order. Junet, you are out of order for conducting an illegal choir on the floor of the House. Honorable members, order. 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 Honorable members, for avoidance of doubt, the point made by Honorable Junet and Honorable Ichung'wah, the President of the country is under no obligation to attend Parliament on the day when the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury and Planning comes not to read a budget, but to make a statement and give to the country his revenue-raising measures. Indeed, if the President chose to come, which he can, he will sit in the Speaker's row. He will not sit where I'm sitting, where he comes to sit to address the House. So there is no such thing as a crisis because the President is out of the country. Budget is a preserve and an activity of National Assembly, exclusively. Exclusively. Next order.
Order number 8, motion. Report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Agricultural and Livestock Extension Services Bill, Senate Bill number 12 of 2022. Question to be put and that reading.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Honorable Kainan, take your seat. Honorable members, Honorable Muliro. Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Agricultural and Livestock Extension Services Bill, Senate Bill number 12 of 2022. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover. Justice Kemei, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the chairman of the Agriculture Committee, I beg to move that the Agricultural and Livestock Extension Bill, Senate Bill number 12 of 2022, be now read a third time. I also request Honorable Susan Ngugi to second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Susan.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I second.
Thank you. Members on their feet, Ndengu, take your seat. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 8, which is that the Agricultural and Livestock Extension Bill, Senate Bill number 12 of 2022, be now read a third time. Do I put the question? Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 8, which is that the Agricultural and Livestock Extension Bill, Senate Bill number 12 of 2022, be now read a third time. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide for agricultural and livestock extension services, establish the agricultural and extension service, and for connected purposes.
Majority Leader, is now 3 o'clock. Will you search, find, and bring to the chamber the CS for National Treasury and Planning? Yes, order. Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, as you directed, I did not have to search for the minister. He was well within the principles of Parliament and on time. Honorable Speaker, it is now my pleasure and honor to present to the House and to the country, and to yourself, Honorable Speaker, the Minister for the National Treasury and Planning, FCPA, John Mbadi, expert.
Hold on, Minister. Take your seat. Honorable members, I have a short communication in relation to this agenda on order paper. Honorable members, as you are aware, the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning is to make the public pronouncement of the budget highlights and revenue-raising measures for the national government for the financial year 2026-27 and the medium term during this afternoon sitting. In this regard, and in accordance with the standing orders, I have designated a suitable place in the chamber for that purpose. Honorable members, it is in the tradition of this House to recognize invited guests seated in the galleries of our hallowed chamber. I therefore wish to recognize the presence of the following members of the Cabinet. Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration. Honorable Geoffrey Ruku, Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human and Capital Development and Special Programs. Honorable Soipan Tuya, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for Defense. Honorable Alice Wahome, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development. Honorable Aden Duale, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for Health and Majority Leader Emeritus of this House. Honorable Julius Migos Ogamba, EPS, Cabinet Secretary for Education. Honorable Mutai Kagwe, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Livestock Development, a former colleague of mine in the Senate and my yearmate at the University of Nairobi. The Honorable Salim Mvuria, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs and Sports. The Honorable Opio Wandai, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for Energy and Petroleum and Minority Leader Emeritus of this House. Mrs. Hannah Wendot Cheptumo, Cabinet Secretary for Gender, Culture and Arts and Heritage. Honorable Dorcas Oduor, Senior Counsel, EGH, the Attorney General. Mrs. Mercy Wanjao, EGH, Secretary to the Cabinet. Honorable members, I also acknowledge all principal secretaries and their accompanying officials. I accord special recognition to the principal secretaries for the National Treasury and Economic Planning, Dr. Chris Kipto, CBS, Mr. Cyril Odede, and Dr. Boniface Makoha, who work closely with the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning. Honorable members, we are also joined by the following judges of the Superior Courts. Honorable Justice Hilary Chemitei, Judge of the High Court. Honorable Justice Mohammed Kulo, Judge of the Environment and Land Court. Honorable Justice Onesimus Macau, Judge of the Employment and Labor Relations Courts. They are accompanied by the Deputy Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Mr. Paul Ndemo, OGW. I also wish honorable members to recognize the heads and members of the constitutional commissions and independent officers, as well as the leadership of state corporations who are in attendance. I further wish to recognize the distinguished members of the diplomatic corps and who have graciously joined us for this event. I also acknowledge the presence of the chairperson of the Council of Governors, His Excellency FCPA, Ahmed Abdullahi, EGH, Governor of Wajir County. Honorable members, on behalf of the House, I extend a warm welcome to all our invited guests. The National Assembly is honored by your presence on this auspicious occasion. Your continued partnership and support to the work of Parliament is duly noted and valued. Honorable members, I now interrupt the business of the House to allow Honorable FCPA John Badi, EGH, the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning, also former leader of the minority party in the National Assembly, to make public pronouncement of the budget highlights and revenue-raising measures for the national government for the financial year 2026-2027 and the medium term. The Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury, Honorable FCPA John Bandi, EGH, you may now proceed with your afternoon job.